Hi, everyone, and welcome back to AI in Focus, the podcast where we explore how real business leaders are using AI in practical, meaningful ways. I'm your host, Garima Singh, co founder of AI to Easy, where we help businesses make AI practical, accessible, and impactful. Through this podcast, I sit down with founders, business leaders, and industry experts to have honest conversations about what's working, what's not, and what's next in the world of AI. No hype, no jargon, just real stories from people using AI to solve real business problems. Today's guest is someone who has spent more than 2 decades helping businesses communicate better, build stronger brands, and create meaningful content. I'm joined by Christopher Melotti, an award winning marketing strategist, copywriter, AI educator, and founder of Melotti Content Media and Melotti AI. Christopher has helped hundreds of businesses communicate with clarity and authenticity, and today he's helping organizations navigate AI, marketing, and AI ethics in a world where technology is evolving faster than ever. Chris, it's an absolute pleasure
Likewise. Thank you.
have you in AI in
Thank you,
Focus.
Garima. I'm excited to be here. This is fun. This is
Welcome.
I love this stuff.
Thank you so much. We'll just dive into a few questions here, talk about your journey, how you've been using AI, what's
Yeah.
working and what's not, and just be yourself,
Of course. Like, I don't know who else to be. Yeah.
which you are really good at.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
So
you.
let's go
dive straight in.
dive straight in.
Okay. What do you want to know?
I want to first know your journey. You spent, as I introduced you, you spent more than 2 decades helping businesses
Yeah.
communicate through marketing and copywriting. Tell us a little about your journey and what eventually led you into AI.
Absolutely. So yes, 2 decades is right. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's good skincare routine. I'm 40 this year. So so I've been doing this for a long time now. I haven't had the business for that long, but I've had the business for about 12, 13 years. But I've been in marketing for, since I graduated in the 2000s. So, which is good. And as you have mentioned it yourself, is AI and technology has changed. Marketing changes seems like every day now. I hear my clients go, "Oh my gosh, what's next? What's new?" And I'm like, "Well, like we're struggling, let alone you, to keep up."
Yes.
And so, look, my journey is I was in corporate marketing as a strategist, marketing CMO for a long time in my 20s. And then I branched off into my own business, which was Melotti Media at the time, and now it's become Melotti Content Media because we've built 4 brands out of the one. And so Melotti Content Media is my main agency. And in that one is where we do brand communications and so forth. So where I started was copywriting and strategy. And as you can imagine, AI now is disrupting that space. But back then when I was starting in the 2017s, 2016s, it was a very big area. And what set me apart was the fact that strategy came with the brand messaging and the copywriting with it.
Yes.
And now I've built a full agency. We've got 10 people. It's very successful and very happy there. And it's, we've evolved with the times, not because of AI, but gladly because AI came along. And we're big advocates of AI, but it's also the balance, right? And so that's where I think where we are today is balancing, educating, teaching my team, adopting and adapting.
Yes. Because you talk a lot about AI. So we will talk more about it in the other questions, but I know you talk about a lot of AI ethics.
Yes.
You talk about AI adoption.
Yes.
And you are a big believer in, be with AI rather than losing your job or work
100%.
because you're not using it.
Yeah. And look, one of the quotes I always say is that people don't lose their jobs to AI. People lose their jobs to people who are using AI, right?
Correct.
And I know it's cliche, but that's the truth, right? It is today, the challenge for everyone listening and watching is how can you learn to use it? And everyone, can I be honest, like everyone has their own unique way of using AI. And that's the beauty of this technology. And I'm not saying like, I get it. There's concerns. I'm well aware, right? Like I'm a musical person as well. And there's a lot of AI intrusion there that I'm not happy with. So I don't want people to think, oh no, I'm flying the flag and that's the only thing.
Yeah.
But in terms of how you use it, what it takes is the creativity of a human mind to unlock the, like paradoxically, the AI potential.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, AI, I always say to my students and my clients, AI sits on the human library, right? So it's like, it's basically this entity that sits on the entire human library. But it's a librarian in terms of it needs you to tell it what to look for.
Correct.
And this is the thing that people the misconception is that, oh no, AI will take the job or AI will do this. But it's actually not, is you need a creative mind, an innovative mind to be able to say, I need it to do this.
This for me, yeah.
All the time. Like someone explained it to me as AI engineering, but like it was more like a geological, right? Like, and hear me out. So what they were saying was, it's like a miner. So you know when you have a geological site and all of it's there, and you have to be able to mine and use mathematics to mine how you get in there and all of that and how you navigate.
Wow.
He was predicting, which I think is a really good way of thinking about it, is AI sits there. It's like a block of resource. And it comes down to the person going, how am I going to use this? And like innovative ideas are where the future is.
Yes.
100%.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. So you built your career around the power of words.
Yes.
You are a big power of words.
Yeah.
When generative AI arrived, what was your first reaction?
Oh, of course. Panic. Yeah, sorry. I'll let you finish.
No, that's good. Panic.
Panic, yeah.
Okay. And did you see the opportunity immediately, or did you think this changes everything?
Oh gosh.
So panic.
Yeah. So this was November 22
Okay.
when ChatGPT first came out. Now, you know what the funny thing is? Before this, I was actually looking into AI a long time ago. Okay. So there's actually a blog on my LinkedIn that I did in 2012 that talked about AI, right? And it actually got HubSpot's attention at that time, and they commented on it, and then it went viral, right? And like that, it's interesting to think that like I saw this coming for a long time, but the difference is when it actually came. I was like, oh my God, right?
It's here.
And so I remember seeing it, and as most people do, even today, panic.
Yes,
right. Like,
of
so,
course,
you know,
yes.
like for example, I think one of the big institutions said, accountants are now going to cop it, right? And lawyers, and then they panic, right? But the thing is that I actually think what a typical, you know, there's that what do they call that technological adoption curve, where there's like it's like a wave, and it goes, people panic, people freak out, people go through all these stages of grief, right? Then what happens is it goes through this uptick of massive adoption. And what they call, like, it's something like, I can't remember the exact terminology, forgive me, but it was something along the lines of delusion, right?
Yeah.
Where we go, oh my God, it's going to be the silver bullet that solves everything. Then what happens is the market systemizes and automates and becomes settled.
Yes.
And then we go, oh, this is just another piece of technology and tool. And then we get on with it.
Yeah.
And I think that where I went through that phase, and I think the market is going through that phase, because what happened was, as you can imagine, we panicked first, right? And then we were like, what do we do, right? And I remember doing lots of strategy sessions with my team and saying, here's the difference with what we do manually versus what it does automatically and so forth. When we went through all of that. And that was more of a resistance phase. But you have to go through that, I feel, before you to explore the potential. So like everyone that's listening and watching now and is going, oh, I'm the next one to be disrupted. The thing is it's almost like lean into that panic a little bit. The reason why is because when you start to map out that panic and you go, right, what do we do? What do we do? Right? You start to feel out the environment and you start to feel out what automation is doing. And that's when you can actually go, you know what? We can actually now combine ourselves.
Yeah.
That's when we start, for example, when we panicked, we then went, wait a minute, why don't we work out what we do different, work out our whole system from start to finish? This is how we solved it, right? We went, we get a client, we diagnose a client, we do this, we do that, we triage, we write, we approve, et cetera, right? And we went, where are those processes breaking down that takes a lot of work hours that we can actually use AI to help?
Yes.
And it was little things like transcribing meetings.
Yeah.
and pulling out meetings. So what was happening was my writers had to listen, like I would do the briefing meeting with the client and my writers had to do a full listen to, like it was double handling because I would do, say, 2-hour strategy. Then my writer would listen to the whole thing and make notes and all of that.
Yes.
Now, with client's permission, we put it through Otter.
Oh, of course.
And we get it transcribed and then so then what it does is now AI can brief my writers in, and then what it can do is it can give points around AEO and SEO and all of that stuff that we were guessing our way through manually. Now it can have a scientific and mathematical background. So what ended up happening was it could review work, pick edits and things. But then where it didn't do well was not innovative thinking, not original thinking, and also it honestly, I see from a copywriter perspective, the best way forward is when you have copywriter expertise with AI enablement. So like lawyers won't be lawyers versus AI. It will be the lawyers that have the expertise with AI enablement power. It'll be accountants because, sorry, I know I'm rambling.
No.
But the thing is, if you think about it, so again, everyone listening and watching, if you think, like if you're an accountant that's using AI, versus someone that isn't an accountant using AI to do what you do, they're always going to be 7 steps behind you.
Of course.
Right?
Of course, yes.
And that's the key takeaway here is being a copywriter, even though we can write, me being a copywriter, I've got 20 years of like discretionary editing expertise and all of that. All the time, I can go ChatGPT, write this for me. But when it's putting things like taglines and big messaging and hero statements and all these big things together, you look at that and you go, tacky, no. Yeah. And I've experimented with it so much, like all the Claudes, the Geminis, all of them, right? And you get it and it does a good enough job. Yeah. But like there's times where I go, this is just so boring. Yeah. And you can go prompt. It goes regurgitate until you go, right, I'm going to just do it myself. Yeah. So the point of this is when you're looking at AI, if you're in a profession, I think that your best result will be because your expertise has set you up and AI enablement is the future.
So it's your skill you should be proud of, which you are actually using with AI. You're just reducing your manual hours with AI, but your skill set is still your skill set. And when someone else, so being a marketing strategist, if I go and do exactly the same thing that you are doing, I'm sure my result is going to be way different to yours.
Actually, good point.
Yes, and I may not get as much interaction on my post as your post would give me. Yes. Because you have that skill set that Garima, probably this post need to have this hook statement.
All the time. I see this. Yes, because the thing is, right, let's do a scenario. Yeah. So let's say, Garima, you said, Chris, I need to get out to, what's the scenario that you're doing at the moment? What's maybe advertising this podcast?
Yep.
Right?
Okay, let's do that.
So you say, let's say you do it yourself. You go, I'm doing a podcast with Chris. Please listen. Yeah. Right? Let's say that. Yeah. Right? And you go, well, it makes logical sense to me. You're telling people about it. Right? Now, then you go to ChatGPT and you say, I need help. ChatGPT, I just did a podcast with Chris. This was the topic. Right. Now, it will do, you look at that and you go, oh, that's better than I could have done, which is called sufficiency bias. Correct. Right? So sufficiency bias is the biggest killer of AI output because what happens is you go, that sounds fantastic. Now, as a copywriter, I go and look at it and I go, ChatGPT's output might have been something like, listen as Chris and Garima get together to do this amazing podcast, right? And you go, that sounds great. As a copywriter, I go, no one cares about us, right? Yeah. What they care about is what we're talking about. So I rewrite it or I tell ChatGPT, hey, can you make sure that the priority of the post is not we've spoken? Yes. People don't care. Yeah. What they do care about is
what we have spoken.
Yeah. So like, for example, it might be like, what does the future of AI hold? Yeah. Right? Here's, in this podcast, we talk, see now suddenly people go, oh, I'll click on that. I want to listen to that. I want to watch that. That came from my expertise, right? Do you see? And that's a small scale. Yeah. If you think about like, let's say you said, God forbid, you break up with your partner, right? And you go, I don't want to use a family lawyer. I'm going to look at ChatGPT. Right. You go, I've just broken up, right? What do I do? And it goes, oh, here's 5 things. But a family lawyer that uses AI would be able to go, whoa, that's wrong. right? They might say technically that is correct, but you don't want to do that because that could cause more combative environment. Do you see what I mean?
Yes, I know. So good.
Sorry, I'm like you're like holding on for dear life.
So going back,
yeah,
your first reaction was panic.
Oh yeah.
But then you stood with that.
Yeah.
You trained yourself, you trained your team, and now you're a big believer of AI and you speak a lot about AI.
I do. And the ethics of it.
Yes. So you have changed completely 360 degrees.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
So let's see how you put AI in practice.
Yeah.
Marketing has probably changed faster than almost any profession because of AI.
Yeah.
What's changed the most over the last couple of years?
Oh my gosh, what's changed the most? You know what? I would say not marketing, but people's understanding of marketing. I think the reason why is because marketing still is the same in terms of its functionality. So in the end, it's still customer finding an overlap between your brand, your business, your positioning, reputation, everything like that, right? It's still that principle, that's still the same. What has changed is the function of how it works. Like as in, for example, the how you communicate, how you attract, what platforms, all of the tactical stuff.
Yes.
But it's also people's appreciation. And this is a sad reality is it's eroding people's value of it, which is a shame because what's happening is because people see that ChatGPT and Gemini and all these ones can easily put things together. Like if you just go write me a website and up it goes, people will go, well, that has made the value of that website skill and service zero, right? Because they go, I can do it. And so it's harder for people to see the difference between an amateur using AI and a professional. Yes. But the way I explain it is, you know the bell curve, right? The bell curve is there's the poor side, the high value side, and then there's the middle average, right? So the poor executions, the really tough, like great executions, and then the average. What has happened is the poor execution side has been shifted towards the middle simply because less people are having to do it themselves and they're going, well, I can use AI to spread it this way. So the average is getting bigger, but then it's becoming harder and harder to get to the other side, which is the high execution. So, for example, I was speaking with a photographer this week and he used AI to build his own website, right? And look, great for, he, other than his time, was nothing, right? Zero cost. But it looks very stock standard, right? Because of his lack of expertise in the space is that he was kind of like, yeah, that looks good and that should be a red and that should be a white and it's kind of very blocky and for him, he's probably like, look, it ticks the box, right? But when you see a website that's been crafted with the right messaging and all that sort of advanced stuff, that's when you go, wow, like that's another level. And I think what's going to happen, the change is people will respect brands that go the extra mile for that creativity and that quality because they're going to see average so much. Of course.
And you can see the difference between if it is created with the AI or if it is created.
Have you seen the lovable, there's a lot of memes. There's a lot of memes on Reddit and LinkedIn, all that say, oh, it's got the lovable wave. Yes. Because all the lovable websites seem to have this wave in it.
I'm part of a group where they keep saying, oh, I've created a website, I just created overnight.
Yeah.
What did you use? Lovable.
Yeah.
So I know it has been going on and people are really excited about creating the website. But as you mentioned that how credible it will look when they see that it has not been just created using AI, but with some creativity in mind, there'll be a difference between the two.
Of course. And they're saying and you got to remember your customers look at this. It's they're not judging you going, oh, this is not. No, what they're doing is they go, I've looked at 3 competitors and 2 of them look the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. So where do you think AI genuinely adds value and where should humans always stay involved?
Yeah. So the way I describe it is the more innovative, groundbreaking strategy thinking is the human domain. Not because it just should be. Like I'm not saying, oh, well, it's just how it is. Not at all. What it is I feel like AI, when we break it down, it's maths, right? It's maths and algorithm. Yeah. So it often struggles it's great at patterns and recognition of all of that, but it's not good at coming up with outside of the square, innovative box thinking kind of stuff. And so where I think the best solution is problem solving. Because, you mentioned it before, Garima, you said my marketing plan that you would put together versus mine would be very different, even if we both use the same ChatGPT or AI. Because you would go, I need to make more sales. This is what I need. And it whips up something and it looks impressive, right? And it goes boom, 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 boom. Then I put it together, but I then ask you more questions about what you want to achieve. I synthesize what you're looking for, put that into AI. Then I scrutinize what it puts out and we give you that. It will be worlds apart.
Of course.
So I think that real like prompt engineer, I know this was a rage all at once, but prompt engineering and getting really good at that prompting and using voice chat to command it. I talk to it. You don't understand. My husband's like, what is wrong with you? I talk to it all day, right? All day. I'm not even exaggerating. Like he will say, oh, what do you want to do with this? And I'll go, talk, hey, ChatGPT, can you talk me through the difference between these kind of insurances? But then it's not just that. It's like continual over.
Oh, of course.
Like going further and further. So what I teach is, I call it prompt plying. So what it is it's like stacking different prompts on it. And I've got a system to it. I'm releasing a book on it. And so what it is basically I'm trying to get people to think more than 2D because I think that's where the real value of AI will come to. So that the engineering will be that human domain of in command, but not just going, ChatGPT, tell me the best burger place. It will be, this is what I'm looking for. This is my particular taste. This is who I've got with me. And so it's the deep thing. So
it's the different prompts that you want to achieve the final result for.
Yeah. So whereas AI is excellent at pattern recognition, automation, like it's the little things like putting reports together, doing research. Oh my gosh, we bought the deep research modules for a lot of these different platforms, and the amount of insight I can get into the state of customer service and technology. Like we've done a lot of this. We charge a service for this for clients. Is we do a deep dive into a particular question that they want to ask, and we can do all this deep research. And the stuff that it comes back with is like white papers and all the stuff that it's pulled together that a human just would have no chance. So there's a scale. And I think that routine, automated admin side is AI's absolute domain and research. Whereas the other side, that creativity, innovative thinking, pushing the envelope is the human side.
Very nice. I love that. Thank you. So I've changed a little my podcast, and I like to talk about uncomfortable side of AI now.
Oh dear.
So,
here we go.
Chris.
Yes.
Now let's talk about uncomfortable side. There is growing concern that AI is making everything sound the same.
Yeah.
We just spoke about that.
Yes.
Do you think we are heading towards a world of generic brands and generic content?
So on the surface, yes. On the surface. But what I think humans do really well is we do a renaissance, right? Which what I mean by that is we get to, if you think about politics, it works the same thing. We go to one side, then we push back to the other side. And I think what's going to happen is right now, we're going, because it's the shiny new tool and it's so appealing for everybody, like to go, write me a this, do this, put me a blog together, that we all are jumping on it, right? We're all getting excited. But then what'll happen is we get all to one point and then people go, I can't stand this anymore. And then we flip back. And I think that's what will happen, if I'm honest, because we see it in, the luxury brands. Have you seen all the, so over the, in the 80s and 90s, all like Yves Saint Laurent and all those beautiful brands, Burberry, they had all this intricate branding and very strict brand guidelines. Then over the last 10 to 20 years, they've all of it has pulled right back. Basic colors, basic font, basic nothing, right? Now what we're starting to see is, I think there was one brand that, I forgot what it was, recently just switched back to the interesting. And I said to my team, this will be the first of many that flip back to, like, one starts and they go a bit bold, and then all of a sudden they do really well, and then the rest do it.
Will follow it.
Yeah. And so I think what happens is that, yes, we will go through a generics point, but the thing is the human customer in the end who makes the decision with their attention and their wallet, what they will do is they will go, I'm sick of seeing, they'll go, I can't make a decision because 5 different law firms look all the same. Right? So what they do is they will go, that one law firm that dares to use a different color or something a little bit more outrageous, then everyone goes there, and then they all follow.
Very nice. So I think it will probably, your answer, which you did previously, where you said the website that has been done overnight, and then the websites who will add innovation and creativity and get someone to do it will stand out. Brand will stand out, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I think we will go generic for a period of time.
Yes.
And then when people realize that, everything sounds and looks the same, they would want to change.
Yeah, and they will.
And that's
customers will want that. Yes.
Okay.
They 100%. It will hit a renaissance. And then we'll all go, oh my gosh, we shouldn't have given up those colors, those fonts, those. But even it's not just the visual; it's the personality of the brand as well.
Yes.
If everyone's using AI to do all this generic stuff online, I think you're going to, like we've seen. How we've seen the Kodak cameras come back.
Yes.
I think what humans can't help that nostalgia.
Yes.
And as long as we humans are paying for stuff, right? I think what'll happen is people will go, I want a brand with a bit of personality, right?
Yes.
And then they will go back.
Okay. So. And we are not sure when would that happen because the world we are living in is so unpredictable.
It is so unpredictable. And I think also, and I know we're going to get into this ethical stuff, but I think that the more that ethics play into this, the more people will push back. So it'll become faster. Like the water issue, that issue, like where AI is using a lot of water and Bezos said something online about water priorities. And but then it was like all these things that where, I think that like AI invading the musical space, right? Where, I don't know if you've seen in Sydney, The Lion King, half the orchestra was replaced with AI, and people stopped buying tickets because they were devastated because they were like, I'm here to see a live performance. Theatre should be for live. And so what's happening is I think that pushback will end up making it faster, the turnaround faster. When more and more it creeps into more of our lives, that's when we'll see it.
Okay. So as you spoke about AI ethics, I'm going to go into that.
Sure.
Because I think that's your very, you talk a lot about AI ethics and which I like about that.
Yeah.
You are a qualified AI ethicist.
Yeah, from New South Wales government.
Yes.
Yeah.
So ethics isn't something most businesses think about until something goes wrong.
Correct.
Yep. What are the biggest ethical risks? Not risks.
No,
risks.
There's risks. Yeah.
Organizations should already be thinking about today.
Yeah. So when I started doing ethics under Melotti AI, the reason why I started it was not to stop AI, right? Because a lot of people think, oh, you're an ethicist in AI. That means that you must be against it. And I'm like, no. What it means is going into companies and governments and helping them to understand that there needs to be a transparent system.
Yes.
Right. And that's all I do. Right. It's not, I don't sit there and go, do not use it. Not at all. No. Right. What I say is there are 3 types of reactions that people have. They have fear, right? So they go panic into fear. They go aggressive, right? So they go, this is ridiculous, or lazy, right? They go, well, this is going to do my job for me. I'm just going to sit back and do nothing, right? So what you need to be doing is you need to have a response in the company set out in a policy that responds to that. You don't say, don't get angry at it. But what you say is things like, as a company, this is what we agree to. So, for example, in my organization, we have an official paid subscription to a lot of the AI platforms. The team are strictly forbidden to use anything outside. They're not allowed to use their own. Okay. Right. So, and the reason why is because it protects IP and it protects, right. But see, the thing is that a lot of businesses who haven't thought about this, a lot of their employees don't think it's a bad idea. So what they do is, right, the company might supply an AI platform, but then they go, I like my own ChatGPT. So what they do is they put all this sensitive information into their own public one that they're getting for free, that then's exposing all their information.
Yeah.
And so as a result, that's what ethical policy is. It's not about stopping people. It's about setting the ground rules. So it's saying, for example, how do we pull the plug? Right? Who's responsible? Because that's another thing. A lot of people go, oh, well, that was AI. right? There was a few big companies, and if you think about the last few years, right? Big consulting companies that, $4 million, $5 million projects that they found after the report was submitted that it was all fabricated by AI.
Yeah.
And then what happened was, then they all went, well, that was AI.
Yeah.
But AI is not like, the AI has hundreds of terms and conditions saying we are not responsible, you are, right?
Yes.
And so humans must play that oversight role. And so I think that the ethics thing that needs to come in is businesses, you're right, Garima, need to have a policy that says, here's how we use AI.
Yes.
Here's what we do, what we don't do, and why.
Yeah. I think it's very important right now in organizations and mostly in bigger organizations where
there's moving parts and you've got to, I always say an example is, imagine a bank, right? Yep. And a boss says to their one of their staff members, we need to redo our booklet on credit cards, right? Now, naturally, the temptation is they go to ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude and they go, it's credit cards. How hard can it be? Here's our old booklet, rewrite it for a new booklet. And they go, and it spits something out, sufficiency bias. They go, that's cool, right? They then submit it to their boss. The boss goes, did you use AI? No, I didn't use AI. No. Or no, I used it for research, but I wrote it, right? Then the boss goes, well, I believe you, right? They sign off. The staff signs off. Out it goes to print. Then a competing bank goes, that's our copy that you've just copied. They go to court and the boss goes, hey, employee. And the employee goes, oh, no, I didn't use AI, right? And then it goes, that's the kind of thing that can happen. So it is all about
a very good example.
The repercussions of, you think it's simple. You think, how bad it can be. It's a booklet. No one's ever going to see it. But people do see it. They pull you up and then your company is responsible, not AI.
Yeah. Interesting. Really good. So if you could recommend one AI policy or one AI guardrail that every CEO should implement tomorrow morning, what would it be?
Usually it's not as simple as one thing. The reason why is because it's complex, but let me think. Okay, so what it would be is setting the standard. Okay, here, I would say, I call it the human AI human sandwich should be it. So what happens is you say humans start the process and humans end the process. So what I mean by that is if you say to every team member, the way we work in this company is you have to use our AI account, right? So everyone can see what everyone else is doing in their AI account. But it starts with your prompt and all of your direction, and it's multi-layered, like I call it prompt playing. Then you've got AI does its magic in the middle, whatever it's doing. Then a human comes back in to check. And thoroughly check, and the process can start again, but it must be that it ends with a human. Not with AI. So what I mean by that is AI shouldn't be auto-publishing. AI shouldn't be auto-generating and putting stuff up because so many mistakes happen all of the time. Like on the way here, I was driving and I got a call from a client and one of their marketing companies, not mine, they found that they put a telco's copy up on their water company's website, right? Because behind the scenes, no one was checking it. They have a telco client, obviously, and a water client. They put the wrong copy on the wrong website because it was all automated. So this is where, and then the client was like, what happened? So this is the kind of stuff where I would say, if you, the CEO, put in the human AI human sandwich, start and end with humans.
Also, even when we do all the AI implementation, we always say the last check should always be done by human before you send it to anyone.
Correct.
It should not be automated approval, automated email, automated messages. No. There has to be a human intervention to check if the report, you need to review it with your human eyes and then approve it.
And it is. And it's not just, can we just make this clear? It's not just, I got away with it.
No.
Right? Because I'm not saying you do that, but I'm saying like people go, I AI checked it so I can just humanize it. No. It's not that, right? Of course you have to, but it's not like, let me just hope that my client doesn't check that it's AI.
No.
What I mean by that end user human is the human checks it for, wait a minute, AI has interpreted this wrong. AI has left assumptions in there. AI has started hallucinating. All these kind of things. Like I check everything, and a lot of the changes I'm making are not grammar and spelling, or they're not like small things. They are often, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, this whole paragraph is not needed. Delete. That kind of stuff.
That's good. Good. So now I want to talk about some takeaways that you'd like to give to your audiences. If our audience only remembers one thing from today's conversation, what would it be?
Don't suffer from sufficiency bias. And what I mean by that is AI does a great job, but it's never as good as what you could do with someone that's specialist in this area that's enabled. And it just is. Like it's not me advocating for it. All you need to do is look at it. You go to any one of your competitor websites that's used AI, you'll see that the message is all the same. Yes. The design is all the same, right? It's because it's reading from the same thing. And so so sufficiency bias is it can write or design or do something better. So therefore it must be better than what I can do. Yeah. I'll put up with that. Whereas your customers aren't seeing it like that. They're not looking for your shortcuts. They're looking for the decision. So if you are going, that's good enough, you're going to struggle, especially when that's good enough comes your norm. Yeah. And then you go, oh my gosh, we have an entire website, an entire marketing program that is just the same as everybody else's. You're going to be like, where's my revenue? Where's my sales? Yes. Because that basically what happens is you end up competing on price. Okay. So don't let sufficiency bias justify your use for AI.
Okay. Don't let sufficiency bias
justify your complete use of AI.
Very nice. I'm going to use that.
Yeah, use that. Yeah.
That's nice. And what's one thing every business owner listening today can do this week to improve how they use AI?
You know what? Talk to your team. What I mean by that is every Friday I do a training session with my team. And we show them how to use AI and different tricks and tips and everything like that. And this is where I find if everyone gets a chance to say something, that you'll be surprised at what people come up with when they think about AI. Remember how I talked earlier where it's like what innovative ideas will drive the next solution in AI. People all the day, every day, you'll have a staff member that uses AI slightly different. They reverse engineer something and they just go, oh, good, my job was done. And you go, wait a minute, how did you do that? Because it ends up inventing a new product or something like that. So what I would say is that get your team together and train together, learn together. Don't just dictate. Ask what people are doing, because the smallest thing that people do in a desperate attempt to think about a solution can actually lead to a lot of profitable products and services that they were just doing to close a gap. Yeah. And you're like, oh my God, if you could close that gap, we could offer that to our clients.
Yes. That. So you need to sit with your team and start talking about AI, what they have learned, what they want to learn, or what they want to do something different, innovative in the world of AI.
Correct.
And probably you'll have something new that you can discover.
Something will come up. Someone will say, oh, I did this random prompt and I found that it's a little bit more accurate. And you go, wait, what was it? Yeah. Show the team. You'll be surprised. You might go, oh my gosh, that's going to be our standard operating procedure going forward. It's just because it's such a playground that you need to be don't just sit there and go, well, I teach you.
Yes.
You go, what do people do? I see this all the time because we've got the same AI account. I will look through my team's logs and I'll go, oh, wow, that was a really interesting prompt. I was like, that's a great idea. And they'll just go, oh, I just was trying to get to the end solution. And I'm like, well, there you go. You uncovered something that we can use, or even if it's not a new big thing, it's something that your other team members go, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Very, very smart. Yeah. And I think in my previous episodes where I spoke about leadership, even my guests, they were talking about leaders are good leaders when they actually sit down with their team to learn and talk to them about what they want to change, what they're bringing into the team rather than just taking the decisions on their own. And which you just raised a point saying, sit down with your team and talk to them what they have learned or what they want to, talk about in terms of AI or whatever it is. This is what you need to be changing in your setting.
And the reason why is because they are doing the job every day.
Correct.
Right? So if I sit there and go, this is what you should be doing, I'm doing a very different job to the people that are in my team.
That's right.
So they see things differently to me. Yeah. So when they go, hey, Chris, I found that I can improve AI ranking on search because of this particular thing. I'm like, oh my God.
Why not? Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's happened. We found that our FAQs got better ranking on AEO search when we started using brand names in the answer. And it was just a fluke that one of my team members used it, asked it, and it put it up and it worked. And I was like, tell all our writers
to do that.
So, yeah.
Good. Let's now get into the rapid fire round.
Sure.
This is a very, I've made a very maybe funny
Okay.
as well. No overthinking. It's just
Okay,
going to
just
be
go.
just
Just
go.
go.
First answer that comes to your mind.
Sure.
AI optimist or AI realist?
Oh, I would say realist.
One AI tool you can't live without.
Otter. I know. It's a weird one, but I can tell you later. Yeah.
One AI tool that's completely overhyped.
Oh, can I be controversial? Claude? Ooh.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
One profession AI will transform the fastest.
Ooh. Something repetitive. I would say like EA,
Yeah.
kind of EA, like that. As long as it can think
Yeah.
smart, EA.
Yeah. One human skill that will become priceless.
Oh, creativity.
Very good.
Yeah.
Coffee or ChatGPT?
Coffee or ChatGPT? Oh, Garima. I can only have one or the other.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Maybe coffee with ChatGPT?
Oh man, because I love them both.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, can I use another form of AI with
Okay.
No, as in like, can I go to Claude or another one instead of ChatGPT, or is it like literally AI or coffee? You know what, AI? I have to go with AI. I'd have to give up coffee. Oh,
No, you can say, what I would say, coffee with ChatGPT.
yeah. With that, I do that every day.
One book every business owner should read about AI.
About AI. Oh, you've got me there because I read so many and I always forget all the titles. Oh gosh. I don't know. I'd have to look it up because I listen to
Okay,
Lorna.
just tell a book.
A book, 4,000 Weeks.
4,000 weeks.
Is a great book. The reason why is 4,000 Weeks tells you about the fact that you have more limited time than you realize.
Okay.
And it's not depressing. What it is I read it every year, and it's a reminder that it's not like a woo-woo book. It's not like but it is an appreciation of the fact that you don't have as much time as you probably think you do. And I know it sounds depressing, but it's not, because it's a good reminder of the fact that we're too busy stressing over the little things and we're not looking at what's actually moving our life forward.
Yes.
So 4,000 Weeks is really good.
I'm going to read that. 4,000
4,000 Weeks, yeah.
Now we are coming towards the end of
Sure.
the podcast. When you hear the phrase AI in focus, what does it mean to you personally and professionally?
I think it means that I like practical applications of learning of AI is in like, it's a focus on how AI can improve life.
Yeah.
Is how I would say it. In general. Yeah. Because you said at the start in the introduction, you said we don't want AI education that's just, like you see all those posts where it's like, here's what's happened this week. And you're like, oh my God, it's exhausting. Yeah. Whereas the most practical thing is how to use AI in my life. That's
Very
what I would
nice.
say.
Chris, thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
I absolutely loved this conversation because it wasn't just about AI tools. It was about trust, ethics, authenticity, and what it really means to communicate in an AI-powered world. So my today's takeaway was, I've written it down.
Yeah, right.
Don't let sufficiency bias be your justification for AI use. It's so good. And you also spoke about reading 4,000 weeks.
4,000 Weeks, yeah.
So which I would like to read about. If you would like to learn more about Chris and his work, I highly encourage you to connect with him on LinkedIn and follow the incredible insights he shares around AI, marketing, and ethical AI adoption. You can listen to this episode and all episodes of AI in Focus on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And if you are using AI in your own business and having a story worth sharing, I would love to hear from you. Remember, AI isn't replacing people, it's changing the way people work. The businesses that thrive won't be the ones with the most AI. They'll be the ones that know how to use it best. I'll see you next time on AI in Focus.